If you put forth your hand and you ask God that God, I need a Range Rover, and you get the keys to Range Rover, and if you put forth hand, God, I need a 4 BHK luxury apartment, and you automatically get it. This can very easily be done by reciting Gayatri Mantra. What is Gayatri Mantra? What it means? What is the best time to do it? What is the procedure? What are the controversies regarding it? What are the different mentalities regarding it? And what all can be solved just by doing Gayatri Mantra is going to be the topic of this video. This video is for everyone who wants to do mantra sadhana or any form of sadhana, any form of meditation to improve their life. For astrology lovers, people who want to know about Sanatana Dharma, and people who want logic behind mantras and everything, and what our astrological importance is. This video is for you. To understand the Gayatri Mantra, you would need to understand a story. The story is about a sage which is referred to as Rishi in the Vedas, and not even a normal Rishi, the highest form of Rishi, that is Brahm Rishi. This Brahm Rishi stays on the outskirts of this very wealthy kingdom, right? So on the countryside he is living, and he lives a very good comfortable life over there, chanting sadhana. That is the basic routine. Now one day the king was passing by with around 1,000 tubes, just was checking on the people on the kingdom, and the king stops and pays obeisance to this hermitage, this ashram. Now in this ashram he enters, and everything, a small talk is going on, everything is good, and the king is about to leave. Then the rishi said, please sit down, have something, eat something, and then go. Right at this moment, the king is a bit confused. He say there are around very few people in this ashram, and how will this rishi would be able to serve 1,000 troops, me and my other men, right? So but the rishi keeps on insisting, so the king agrees to stay. So the rishi goes inside, and after 5-10 minutes he comes out. Then another 15-20 minute of chat session goes on, and suddenly they are called from the other room, and they go over there and they see that large quantity of food has been presented, and it's a very delicious, very beautiful sort of food arrangement has been done. The After having the feast, the king was very curious. He asked the maharishi about it, like how you are able to do this within a small span of time. You are able to gather so much food, prepare so much food, and present it as a feast also. So the rishi very innocently tells that I have this cow which is called Kamdhenu cow. Basically it's a cow that gives you everything that you desire. It fulfills all of your desires. So the maharishi explains him that this is the cow, whatever you wish from it you will get it. Now the king immediately starts its kingly mindset and thinks, okay, so I can ask for gold, I can ask for silver, I can ask for troops, I can even ask for like other things, so that my kingdom can be secure. For political ties that I have with other kingdom, I can just remove it, and I can be a self-sufficient king and become king of kings, right? So this is the mindset he thinks, and immediately he has this greed, and he asks the rishi that I want that cow. Now the rishi completely denies that it is not possible. This cow can only be at places where a lot of sadhana, mantra, meditation, puja, havans are done, and it cannot go with you. The king says, I'm not asking, I'm ordering you, right? So the cow even goes behind the rishi scared, and rishi says something in the ear of cows, and suddenly a large troop appears, and the troops that were with the king are all destroyed within minutes. Not even hours of warfare that would require, within minutes they are all completely destroyed. Now the king understands that he cannot take this cow by force. He returns, ask his council, ask his consultants, and then they say that this is a result of tapasya, penance, right? And to defeat this rishi, either you need to do a lot of penance, or either you can just forget that this incident ever happened. If you cannot do that, penance by yourself. But the king was so much angry in his mind that he wanted to take revenge. He was revenge driven at this moment. So he started doing tapasya on, basically the mantra I think was Om, or any other. We do not very clearly know on what the meditation form of meditation was, but the king sat down and started meditating, and it was said that he meditated for 1,000 years. Basically this is not 1,000, this is mentally 1,000 years. Like how while playing video games we do not feel a lot of problem with it, so 2 to 3 years pass by within minutes, right? And sometimes we are studying or doing something, and you will feel that the time is not passing, the time is stretched out a lot. So basically mentally they are able to control their time. So that is how he meditated for 1,000 years. So passing by, he he gets a man. The man says that I went to the same Brahma Rishi and I wanted to go to heavens. The Brahma Rishi has declined. So you also appear to be a form of a very high Rishi. You also, if you can help me with this and I can go to heaven. So he says yes. So he thinks enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he agrees to help this individual. Now what this king does is, from all the energy that he has gathered, all the spiritual energy, he uses it, and the man, he starts rising high up in the air, going toward the heavens, right? So Indra, the king of heaven, appears and he said that this is not possible. You are doing something really, really wrong. This is against the rules of nature, right? Now the person is going up, and from Indra's power, the person is coming down. So the person is up and down between this situation. So he thinks, okay, the Indra is not going to back down. What I can do is I can make heaven-like situation for the person wherever he stays. So he uses his energy and creates a heaven for that person there only. Now after doing this, he realizes that I have used all of my spiritual energy in this. Then he says, okay, I'll do it again, because he's still revenge driven. So I'll do it again. He does it for the second time. He does a lot of penance, a lot of spiritual energy is collected, is accumulated, and at the same time an apsara, a very beautiful divine lady, appears, and the king, who has now become a rishi, is very much attracted toward her and starts spending time with her, is involved with her. And after some days, he realizes that he has used all of his spiritual energy by being with such a godly being, right? And he realizes that he wanted to take a revenge and he has completely forgotten. So he then again, for the third time, he thinks third time's a charm. So he thinks again and he starts the penance again. Now this time he said, no matter what happens, I'm going to stay on my path. Now he's very spiritually charged and he completes the penance this time without any obstacle or obstruction. Right now, what happens is Brahma appears. I'm very happy with the penance that you have done. Whatever boon you want, I can provide it to you. So he said, this particular rishi, I want to be a rishi above him. He's called a Brahma rishi. I want to be above him, so one level above. But Brahma completely declines. I, even myself, I do not have the power to make you a Brahma rishi. I cannot. So he says, okay, you cannot make me someone above Brahma rishi. Make me Brahma rishi at least. He says, even for that, I do not have the power. So what you can do is you can go to that same Brahma rishi, get blessings, ashirwad from him, and if he gives you that blessing, you will become a Brahma rishi. Now, because of all this spiritual energy, his state of thinking has completely changed now, and he says instead of going ahead and finding another Brahma rishi, he has one that is available to him, and without wasting a lot of years, again he can go ask for the blessings and he can become a Brahma rishi, and then I'll take my revenge. The thinking of revenge was still there, but the thing is, all of the devtas, if you go by all of the mythological stories, all of the things that you hear in the Vedas, everybody was blessing everybody. They didn't think before blessing, so he will automatically bless me. He goes and he's about to enter the ashram. He hears the Brahma rishi is talking with somebody else that the king is about to come. I have been supporting him mentally through my spiritual energy, that he rises to that spiritual level. Upon hearing it, he realizes that the rishi is really, really good, and it was him who was a problematic person in this situation. So he directly goes, bow down to the feet of the Maharishi, and Maharishi blesses him. So he started rising up in the air, the golden glow came, and everything happened, right? From there, he started speaking some words, Om, Bhur, Bhuvah. So all of the Gayatri Mantra is said. Right, so this was the first time the world was able to hear Gayatri Mantra. Now, the king here was Vishwamitra. The name is Vishwamitra. Secondly, the sage's name was Maharishi Vashisht, Brahma Rishi Vashisht, and the person who wanted to go to heaven was Trishanku. He's referred to as Trishanku, and the Apsara, the godly being, was Menka. Right, so this is how the whole story goes. Now we understand why Gayatri Mantra is very, very important. Gayatri Mantra first appears in RIGVEDA, which is in itself is like such a important thing, that this mantra is given by RIGVEDA, so it is 100% going to work. Secondly, it is a 24 syllable word, and you have to do it the proper way. To do it with 24 hand mudras, right? So 24 hand mudras are done while reciting the whole Gayatri Mantra. That is the best way to do it. Not many people today are able to do this way, right? So this Gayatri Mantra is, see, basically any mantra, if we talk about any mantra, is called basically spiritual engineering. Like in this, any mantras that you do, if you do it in a correct tone, correct delivery, with correct word, any desired result you can do it. And once you do it repeatedly, it liberates your mind. That is basically what are the result of the mantras. Now, to be able to understand what benefits you are going to get by doing this mantra, you first would need to understand a bit about astrological significance behind it, right? So I'll tell you in a very simple way, so you don't need to worry if you don't know astrology. Also, you still be able to understand it. And then we'll also discuss about the controversies behind this, and what is the best method to do it. See, now, one, to understand this, first you will have to understand the Lord Savitur. He is the main deity that is going to bless you. Now, this, some people will say the mantra is of Gayatri Mantra, Savitur. We'll discuss that into the controversy section. Now, Lord Savitur, if you see, he's a very jovial deity. He's always smiling, he's always happy. So once you start doing this mantra, you start getting those qualities within you. You can also feel that this Lord Savitur, he is excellent in doing, in like playing brain games and playing physical games. So you will also be mentally and physically very, very fit. He is also called trickster, fraudster, and a very good gambler. So in earlier time, all of the kings needed this guy. So you would say the army is coming from this side, but you'll plan a trick and the army would join from the other side, and that's how you win the wars, right? So a bit of fraud, a bit of trick and gambling as a game done in Mahabharata, done during Diwali. So they needed those skills, right? Savitur provided all of these skills to the person who was doing Gayatri Mantra. So this is how it is very, very beneficial. It is said that anything that Savitur touches turns to light, not gold, light, right? So after doing this mantra, you start feeling very light within yourself, and a natural glow on your face would also appear. So these are a certain method. Now, to also understand, this is directly related to Hasta Nakshatra. Hasta Nakshatra lies in the Virgo sign, Virgo zodiac. The planetary lord of this nakshatra is Moon. So if you can see the pattern, the Karka here is Saturn. So, and zodiac lord Mercury. So Saturn, Mercury, Moon, these planets are involved. These same planets were involved when, in the video that I've mentioned about Vishnu Sahasranam. So, but everything was happening in the 10th house. Now everything is happening in the 6th house. So anything that is related to your job, to your work, everything will be solved. The 6th house energy would be made positive just by reciting Gayatri Mantra over here. The Hasta Nakshatra is the nakshatra that is associated with palmistry also. So if you meet a palmist and if you can ask him, do you have Gayatri Mantra Diksha, or do you know Gayatri Mantra with all of these 24 hand mudra? If he's not able to do it, then you can understand this guy cannot give you a lot of the benefit as well. Another thing behind Gayatri Mantra, you can see the story of Ma Durga and Mahishasur is also the story of this nakshatra only. So all of the tamogun, all of the negative energies like arrogance, ego, right, lethargy, has all been solved and resolved by your mindset that is represented by Ma Durga. So even doing Gayatri Mantra will solve all of these problems. Another problem with a lot of Hasta Nakshatra individuals is will go ahead and they will fight very powerful enemies, right? So you would have seen videos of people who slap politicians, who slap IAS officer. So this is basically all Hasta Nakshatra people are doing all of these things. So this problem is also solved. So first of all, the situation would not arise when you do Gayatri Mantra. If the situation arises, you still be saved, or it will be under your favor only. So these are one of the few benefits of Gayatri Mantra that you have to do. Another benefit of Hasta Nakshatra is, you can say, by doing this Gayatri Mantra, you can recharge your gemstones a lot. All gemstones are also related to Hasta Nakshatra a lot, and you will see there will be many people who will give you this idea that okay, you can do put your gemstones under moonlight, or you can put some amount of Ganga Jal on it, and it can be recharged. But one of the best kept secret is, you can just put your gemstone in your hand, put some Ganga Jal over it, and you can recite Gayatri Mantra. It will charge it to 100% efficiency. This is one of the best kept secrets in energizing gemstones. Now let's talk about some of the controversies that are associated with, or you can say, different mentalities instead of the word controversies. The first one is, you need to have a diksha. Diksha is basically an initiation ceremony, Upanayan ceremony. It is basically name that you have to get, and then you will be able to do this mantra. So before you get that diksha, even listening to the mantra, even hearing the mantra, even saying the mantra is not at all allowed, or it is not considered very, very good. See, on this topic, I've already talked with a lot of people who can consider very good or very spiritual gurus, and they it was this happened around the time when Premanand Maharaj ji, he gave out a statement that doing Om Namah Shivaya also requires Diksha. So I was stopping and he says that there are certain mantras like Gayatri Mantra, Om Namah Shivaya Mantra. It has been done by so many people that the energy has built up. So you can go ahead, you can do this mantra without Diksha also. So if you attach yourself to this thinking, you can go ahead, do it without Diksha. But still, if you are not convinced with this, the second thing you can do is, it is very easy to get diksha. You can go search Gayatri Parivar diksha, and it is a very simple procedure. It's not, it will not require a lot of effort, some effort, and you'll automatically get the diksha, and you can go ahead and start doing the Gayatri mantra yourself. Another one of the problematic statement people are confused with, some people would say this mantra is for Gayatri Ma, there's a Devi, Gayatri Devi. Some people would say this is for Savitur, the solar deity. Some people say no, this is for all of the planets. Yes, the mantra is for all of the planets, but here the project manager here is Savitur. So he is the one who is going to guide you. Many people would say, same in the case of Rudra Namakam or Chamakam, if you can just read out the meaning in one of the line, it clearly states that whatever you are asking for Shiva would be delivered to you by Indra. So it's by same this method only. Here the project manager is Savitur. So even if you pray, it is this will solve all of the planet, all of the planetary problem, but the person who will solve this for you is Savitur. Now, what is the best procedure to do this? See, the best procedure is, it is generally said you should do this at dawn or dusk, right? So whenever the world is a bit silent, or you can do this whenever you have this thing called bhakti bhav, means you are feeling very, very spiritually charged from inside. You can do it at that time. You can do it maybe once a week, still it counts. But you should be very, very spiritual charged from inside. You should have that emotion of spirituality within you, and then you can go ahead and do this. Generally it is said that you should do it 108 times, but you can also do it minimum of 27 times for the 27 nakshatra, or you can also do it 12 times for all of the 12 zodiac signs. So I would recommend minimum of 27 times, and maximum you can do. There's even a ceremony, Purusharan ceremony, that happens around, I think, in Maharashtra, somewhere in Maharashtra, and every single individual in a certain amount of days, they do 24 lakh times Gayatri Mantra. And that is one of the best things that you can, if you can get involved in that ceremony, that is also good. But any number of Gayatri sadhana that you want to do, you can go ahead and do it. So now what are the benefits? Any problem that is related to debt, diseases, problem related to your job, problem related to enemies overpowering you, all of this can be solved by doing Gayatri Mantra. So I hope I was able to give you something new, able to make you understand with a bit of logic. Some of the words I was not able to pronounce properly because I've learned this. This is not AI or anything is not involved, so I'm reading it, and so the pronunciation might be a bit off, but you can understand the main idea behind it. So please share your experiences. If you have any experience related to Gayatri Mantra, you have been doing it, you can please share it in the comment section, or you can also do is, you can, if you're going to start this, please comment, and if you have any doubt, please comment that also, and I'll bring similar videos. Till then, namaste, Hare Krishna.